Hello everyone, Tonvo Legend 826 here. Today I'm going to show a game, from the Damiano Defense. The Damiano Defense goes like this. White starts with pawn to e4, black plays pawn to e5, white plays knight to f3, and normal moves might be knight c6, maybe d6, or maybe knight to f6. All three of these moves are pretty good, although d6 is kind of inferior because it blocks in the bishop. And people might be thinking, why not just try f6 then? Defending the pawn on e5. However, this move isn't very good because it opens up it doesn't develop a piece. It blocks the knight's entry to f6, and also opens up a diagonal for the white player to attack the black king. And white will take advantage of that immediately by capturing the pawn on e5 with the knight. The best reply would be to probably play queen to e7, but then the black player might be wondering if he can just take this knight, because it'll be material gain, right? So he'll just take this knight, and doing so will cost him the game almost immediately. Because now, white can play queen to h5. There's two replies. If he plays pawn to g6, then white will reply queen to e5, capturing the rook on h8 after a fork. So in order to avoid losing the rook, black will move the king to e7. White will then play queen to e5 with check, capturing the pawn, and then the king moves to f7. Then bishop moves to c4, giving check again. And there's two options, d5 and king g6. If he plays king g6, he will lose the game almost immediately, because white can then play queen to f5 with check. The king moves to h6. d4 is then played with check. And there's several options, but I mean g5 is the most logical try here. White then plays h4 to exploit on the pinned pawn, and if black does nothing, like say he moves this knight to c6 or something, then white then captures the pawn on g5 with check, king goes to g7, and the queen moves to f7 with checkmate. And that is a checkmate with the Damiano Defense. Not a very good opening, so you might want to avoid that opening in the future. Although there have been grandmasters who have used the opening, maybe 100 years ago, but even then, you never see this opening played in modern chess today. And that is all.